Okay, guys, thank you. Welcome back to the call. So this is again Monday's weekly outlook where we look for entry points for the week. So this week we're gonna just go through our watch list that we created last week. A few of the charts that we marked up last week. They've been posted on YouTube, and this one will be posted on YouTube as well. Just gonna start with USD CAD. We can clearly see that as we predicted, there was gonna be impulsive move down. That was gonna happen inevitably. It just took a little while. So let me just zoom in so you can see that. So on the USD CAD, you can see that we had this channel that I drew. I said potentially it's going to create a little flag, but it is going to be waiting for it to shoot down. So we can see that today it broke out of the area and it's created a slight impulsive move straight through red hour candles, 4 hour candles straight down. And now it could be creating like another flag. So that's USD CAD. I'm going to come back to it to find some entry points to see what's going to happen, what's going to be happening overall. Let's jump onto Euro USD. If you guys remember last week, we said that there's being a wedge being created. So let me go into the daily chart. So as you can see, there's a tight wedge being created. So I was expecting it to bounce back up and literally just go back to the area that it's gone to now. The entry that we created, we did miss the entry, but that's fine because we was going for precaution rather than risk. So we thought let's catch it at the bottom when it's in the box. But as you can see, it didn't really go to that box, but it did bounce up exactly as we predicted. So as you can see, it did touch this box slightly, but the entry point is circle, which I thought would have been a perfect entry for a buy. As we can see, it didn't really touch that low, but exactly as we predicted, it went right back to the top of the wedge, and I can see it coming down, maybe once or twice more before it breaks out. And remember, what we're looking for is a breakout on the upside. So what we want to wait for really is we want to wait for it to really, let's zoom out slightly so you can see what's going on. We're waiting for it to hit the bottom and shoot up. So right now, me personally, I'm not going to be trading Euro USD maybe for a day or two. I want it to come back down to this area for a buy. There is a potential of it going back up and then shooting upwards, but for now, I don't see any chances for me to get in for a buy because I say it's pretty high in the wedge. I'd rather buy at the bottom of the wedge. So that's Euro USD. Let's look at gold. So as you can see, the prediction that we made, it was spot on again for gold. So gold was, we said that it had an impulsive move down and it's going to play in that area. So let's go into a 4-hour chart. And it did exactly what we said. So of course, the people that got in last week on this entry, that was amazing. That was an amazing entry. And as you can see, after the impulsive move down, it has created a few areas and it could be breaking downwards. When it's not guaranteed, but because you can see a few wicks on the 4-hour, I'm just going to underline them so you can see what I'm talking about. It hasn't really broken this area yet. It could either shoot back up to the top and come back down for a break, but I am still looking for gold to shoot down inevitably over time. So I'm not saying it's going to happen right now. There is a lot of support here. As you can see here, let me just draw support resistance so you know what I'm talking about. You can see one here. It's pretty much a solid one. So I wouldn't really sell yet. The people that had a sell at the top, me personally, I would take profits. It could reverse slightly higher, go back into the channel and play around a bit more. So that's with gold. Let's go to Euro GBP. So with Euro GBP, we were looking for buys again in this blue box. It didn't quite touch that area, but it has ended up exactly where we said. So remember, trading is not going to do is, we're not magicians. We're not going to catch the exact way that we expect, but what we couldn't is literally draw out what was potential. So we said that it's going to potentially come back down to this area and shoot up. That would have been a lovely entry. But as you can see, it didn't go that low. So if anybody did still try to get in at the bottom of the wicks, that would have been a nice entry. As you can see, shot up since Friday, a nice 40 pips. So again, let's zoom out on the daily just to see what we were looking at. That was definitely an uptrend we were looking at. That's why we're looking to buy. So on the daily, you can see, yep, it just continued up. Again, me personally, I think it's still on an uptrend, so we want to buy, let it come down slightly. Let's see what happens for the next 1 or 2 days. So Euro JPY, I did have saying that the breakout is going to continue, potential that it could shoot down to this area. We can see that yesterday it actually shot up, but if you look at on a weekly chart, it might just be a slight, how do I say it? Just that one green candle. So this week has just literally just begun. So we have to see what happens the next few days to really decide what's going on. On the daily yesterday, we can see it did go slightly higher, but it didn't break like this resistance that it's got on this blue line. So there's a chance where it's going to shoot back down. So that's the Euro JPY, sorry. So let's look at NZD. Again, two things that we had in mind. Let's go on to a 4-hour. It's still pretty much abiding by what we wanted it to do, come back down into that area. So USD JPY. So USD JPY, this is something that we were looking at. So I will give some entries very soon. So USD JPY, since last week, we can see there's definitely been a flag being created, and we were looking for sells. So if you notice, every time you get in at the top, you're pretty much safe. Like even here, let me show you on an hourly chart. If you manage to get in at the top of the channels, you're always pretty much safe. Like even recently, it's very low drawdown. If you get in at the top, sorry, let me delete that. Like anywhere at the top, you see that it's creating a few wicks. It's got a lot of resistance and it shoots back down. You can easily catch yourself a good, 10, 15 pips on a scalp every time it goes up. Well, now it's getting pretty tight, so we want to see what's going to be happening. I do think there's a few different scenarios. There is a descending channel. It could shoot up, but even if it does, it's not very, how do I say it? Let me zoom out on a 4 hours so you can see what I'm talking about. Sorry, a daily. See, that's the reason why there's a chance where it could shoot up, because on a daily, it's literally still in the uptrend. But if you look at the weekly, overall, there is a big downtrend. So there is a chance where we could catch a higher entry. So me, again, I would wait for a higher entry. The only reason why I'm saying that is because on a weekly, it's very high, could shoot down. But for the next few days, we can see there's a solid uptrend. And right now, it's at the bottom. It can go higher. So let's see what happens. If you break out upwards, we can get a higher sell and get in for the sell. Just me personally, again, I'll wait on that. UK 100, again, it pretty much is doing the same thing. This zone that we drew last week is pretty much a very safe area for you to buy. One thing I want to look at though is on a daily, that's on a daily. So as you can see, on a weekly, it has been a crazy impulsive movement, and there's been like a change of color, sorry. Mouse is not that brilliant. Let me try one more time. Okay. Well, that's what we're looking for. Let me change the color on that so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, that's what we were looking for. And this is why we're saying buy at the bottom. As you can see today, let's go back to a 4-hour chart. Today, again, it shot back into this area and went back up. Me personally, I was buying at the bottom. Let's extend this so we can see what's happening. At the moment, I still think it's a good buy area, but there is a chance because of the overall flag. Let me show you on a daily. The overall flag, you could say that it's starting to ascend, like it's starting to go up now. But if you look at the main shape of it, let me draw the main shape, sorry. I would still call that descending. Like I know you were telling me about this, but there is a chance it could shoot down. And if you look at the most recent trend line, and this is on a daily, it's strong indications of a kind of like a wedge area. So I'll be looking for a buy again at the bottom. So I know it looks a bit messy, but the main thing I'm trying to say is that that's the flag. You can all see the flag, right? It shot up, and now it could be creeping all the way back up. So it's a big, massive pole, and the flag area it's been playing around this area for a bit. It's not wanting to go down quite a lot. It's actually supporting this previous resistance of around about here, and it's not already breaking this area. There's an uptrend on a daily most recently. So again, me personally, I think you are safe. If it comes back down into that area tomorrow, I think you pretty much are safe for a buy at the bottom. I'm still waiting for it to break out impulsively. It could take a while, could stay in that area for a while. But the promising thing is that there is a wedge. So it's getting tighter. So there could be a breakout imminent. And whether that's up or down, because it could go down. What I'm trying to say is don't be surprised if this happens. Does that make sense? It could come back down and support the flag slightly longer, but there's a lot of resistance here. So it's not really breaking downwards. But if it does, then don't be surprised for it to drop, especially into this area here, and then bounce back. So again, I think for now you're pretty much comfortable. It is getting quite close to the wedge, to the edge, so it could break out upwards or downwards. So don't be surprised to see anyway it breaking out. Just know that we know what's going on overall. We check the daily time frame. We can see the patterns that are happening. So we're comfortable whether it breaks down or breaks up. We're pretty much comfortable. But on a 15-minute chart for a scalp, I still say that we're pretty much safe for a buy in that area. So if you guys are still planning to buy in that area, if it does pop back down to the area, I still say you're pretty much safe. I can see it playing around a bit more. I can see that happening. So I still think that it's pretty much safe for you to buy in this area. So my drawings are very messy today. So that's the UK 100. So does anybody see anything different, or are you guys seeing what I'm seeing, or does this make sense to you? Just give me some feedback. Just give me some comments in the chat section. If it doesn't, if there's any charts that you want me to look at, we can look at that. And what we can do is go over these charts once more and find the overall direction and try to find an entry. Okay, so to Abid, it makes sense. So to you guys, it makes sense as well, right? Do you understand why I've said everything that I said today? Okay, awesome. So now let's look at some entry points. On a UK 100, I wouldn't say a downtrend. I would definitely say that on a daily right now it's an uptrend. But there is actually, you can see the downtrend, a flag. But if I zoom out into the most recent, you can see that it's been going up recently, but it is getting close to the top. So don't be surprised if it shoots down. That's what I'm trying to say. So just mind my drawings, they're very, very choppy today. Okay, cool. So USD CAD. Let's zoom out onto a daily just to see what's been going on. And this is something that we actually kind of predicted. Just to see what's happening. We've seen it's a breakout. It's breaking out from the channel, but it's not doing anything crazy yet. Let me show you what's going on a weekly, and this is going to make much more sense to you. So on a weekly, I'm sure you guys can see this. So this is a weekly. So there's been an impulsive shoot down. So now there's been a flag, major flag being created. So again, even though there was an uptrend on a daily, we're not surprised that it's coming down, because on a weekly, this was just a flag. So if this happens, no surprises here. Does that make sense? So now that we understand how the market is moving, we're not surprised. But if you only look at the daily and you're like, oh crap, why is it breaking out? What am I supposed to do next? You have no idea what to do next. It's broken out this, and it's broken out this channel. It retested and it looked like it's going down. Because if I show you on a 15-minute chart, the area that we drew the other day, let me show you. Sorry. It's literally broken out the area as well. So it didn't really hit the top, but we did kind of predict it to go down from this area, and that's exactly what happened. So now what's going to happen next? Let's go into a 4 hour so we can just see what happened today. So yeah, that channel that we drew the other day, we see where it shut down. So me personally, again, what's the overall direction? On a daily, it's looking like it's breaking out this small channel. It could be going down. On a weekly, I think it could make its way down slightly, just towards the bottom of this box, or even towards these resistance zones here. Sorry, support zones here. So me personally, I would wait it out and try to get entry more around about here. So let it bounce into this area, go back up. Or if it doesn't go back up, let it shoot down like we said before. So again, these drawings, don't worry, I'm going to go over them tonight and just clean them up before we jump on tomorrow. So that's the USD CAD. Me personally, I would wait because I wouldn't be certain about which way it's going to go right now. For gold, like I was saying, I still stick with that. I think that's what's going to happen. It might just take a little while. If you look in the daily, you'll understand why. So it's creating a little flag, and I think breakout is imminent. So again, in this area, if it does go back to the top, a good sell is available. I wouldn't draw another pattern yet within that pattern. It's not had any solid candles. Let me check on a hourly chart. Bloody hell. Always choosing the wrong tools, me. Okay, cool. So yeah, it is messing around this area. There is a chance of it just doing exactly what we said and going down, but I would wait it out, give it a few more, give it like another day, let it stabilize. It's the beginning of the week. Could be some news stories coming out during the week as well. So it is in this area. It's created a little channel at the bottom on a H4. Yeah, and again, I can see that it's had a impulsive breakout, create a little flag. I can see it coming down. So anywhere in this area, let's draw a new, let's actually move this. I'm moving this circle to a potential good sell area. That would be a better sell area. So if we can see this coming to this area, that's definitely a good sell area. Because if it shoots above that, then we can reanalyze. But for now, I can see that if it does come into that area, even potentially lower, but let's play it safe. It's just the beginning of the week. We don't want to take any risks. Let's see how the markets play out. And that's what we can look at, an area down there, middle of the channel, just to catch it shooting down because it's creating a little channel here as well. Okay, cool. So USD JPY, I would say if you've got your sells on, maybe just hold on to them. It is pretty much not, it did exactly what we said. Like if you look at the video last week, it's just doing exactly what we said. There's an impulsive move out, create a little flag. There is a chance it could shoot slightly higher, but I do think overall it will do what we expected, which is that, which we expected to shoot down more. The reason why, look at weekly, we can see that it's at the top of the weekly. But again, remember what I said, don't be surprised if in the next few days it does shoot higher because there is an uptrend here and we're not going to ignore that. There is an uptrend. All of you guys can see that. It's definitely on the H4s an uptrend. So if it doesn't shoot down, we should not be surprised to see a breakout upwards. But again, that would be a lovely sell. Now, if we can get another, if that does happen, don't worry about it. All it means is that we're going to get a better sell. So, but I still think that it's good to get in for a sell at the top of that area. So let's go on to 15 minutes. So I'll show you onto an hourly chart. So anywhere in this area, I still think it's a good sell. Let me just move this box for you. Potential sell areas. Until it breaks out, we're good. So where that blue box is, beginning at 11, say 200 to 11, 500-ish. It goes to that area, potentially a good sell. And again, if you're looking for scalps on a 15-minute chart, it does seem like it's in a good area. I'll show you why. You can see it's solid, pretty much not exactly a barcode, but you've seen a few here. The solid resistance, you can easily catch your, how many pips was that? 20 pips? Most recently, it's been around about 10 pips. So if you're catching your 5-pip scalps, it's good to get in at the top of the channel. Like you can easily catch 15, 20 pips there. Maybe it could shoot back up. It's happening again. There's been a few wicks. This is a 15-minute. It did drop 8 pips. It's gone back up. So if it does go back up to this area, if you're looking for a scalp, this is a nice area. So have a look on the 15-minute chart. Try to get into the top for a few pips if you're going to be scalping. I would not be surprised, or I'd actually expect to catch at least 4 or 5 pips if you wait it out. Don't try to get in right now. Just wait it out. Let's get in at the top so you can catch your pips. That's for scalping. So that's what I'm looking at. So is there any other charts that you guys are looking at? This will be uploaded to YouTube so you can have a look at what I'm thinking for all of these charts. And again, tomorrow we do have mindset. Wednesday we can go over the charts again, but tomorrow, just before the mindset, we will have a look at the markets again, try to find a new entry. But has anybody been looking at the charts? Have you guys seen anything different? Anything that you want to discuss? Okay, Abid said you're AUD. Anybody else? And what I might do tomorrow, during the day, I might have a trading session. I haven't planned this, but tomorrow afternoon, I'll just put a message up. If you guys are free, we can jump on the chart, have a look at UK 100, and maybe trade together. Because I know at night time the market's not always are not the same or not as active. So maybe we could jump on in the afternoon. But I haven't confirmed the time, but I will let you guys know. So let's have a look at Euro AUD. I'm not sure if I looked at that. So let's look at this in the daily. I can pretty much see kind of an uptrend on a daily. It's going sideways right now. Let's draw the support and resistance. Okay. Let's zoom in on our H4. Again, we'll see a solid sideways movement. So we can see that there was an uptrend. Let's zoom out so we can see what's actually been happening. So kind of like an impulsive move down, back up, creating sideways movement. Maybe looking to continue the uptrend. Let's draw some more resistance. Sorry, supports. Let's draw the channel as well. We'll draw a few channels, like a channel within a channel, because I know it's not really abiding by all the rules. Because if you push that down, it's not really a channel. So let's first do this channel. Then I can draw another one. Because it didn't break this support here. So let's zoom out slightly. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let's go to hourly. sideways movement at the moment. I think a good buy area would be somewhere here. Just let me know what you was thinking of it, just to see what I'm thinking. And I can see at the moment for scalping is pretty good. I'll show you why. Because that's a solid area for you to sell. You will catch your few pips. I'm telling you guys. Like even if it shoots upward, you will catch your solid few pips. This is pretty much a 15-minute barcode. Let me show you. But this is a really wide one, and this is something that you don't see a lot on a lot of charts. Yeah, that's something I was just about to say now. So let me draw it. Wouldn't it be lovely to sell or buy at the top of that? At the top of that, sorry. So we can see that. That's a nice area. It could be touching back up, could be creating its way back up. So me personally, let's wait it out. Again, me personally, I wouldn't really want to buy or sell unless it's at the top or the bottom. This is a 15-minute chart, so it could push to those areas very soon. And so yeah, let's look at hourly. Yeah, me personally, I am also looking at it. What I would say is look for a sell from around this area. And let me draw it. So maybe look for a sell. It's good that I drew that. Let me draw that. I didn't mean to draw that, but not bad. Can help. So maybe look for a sell around this area. And once it gets around about here, we can see what happens. Either it could shoot up, or it could just like shoot down back to this zone. So, but definitely for now, be comfortable with the sell. Like, be confident getting for your sell at the top. Let's see how much pips you can easily secure. From the top, if you catch a good wick one, easily like, oh, that's nice, 100 pips, easy. And that's not even messing about. So if you just wanted to wait it out, let's go on a 15-minute chart. Let's see what's been happening recently. Again, if you go at the top before, it's nice, like 20, 30 pips in a few hours. Even here, even though I'm saying don't sell right now, but it has been, sorry, 10, 15 pips every hour. So we're seeing, so me personally, I would wait for that top. So let's draw a little zone where you want to get your cells in. I would say anywhere in the area, look for a cell. I'll draw the arrow so we don't forget. So that's what I wait for. So that's what I'm looking at for Monday. That's a few different scenarios, a few different markets. Tomorrow we will have a look, get an update, and I'm gonna closely be watching these. So if I see that it's in an area where we need to buy or sell, I'll post in the group. I don't really want to be signal group, but some people have been requesting that the pictures and those analysis does help. So I'll start posting more of that. And just an update on the auto trader. The auto trader should be finalized in the next 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, so I'm planning to keep it with ActiTrader. The only problem I'm having right now is the company that wants me to be able to copy trades. It's an online, I'm just going to be very transparent, nothing to hide. It's an online trade copying service, and they're currently asking me for £8 a month per person that's connected. So as you can imagine, if there's 100 people, that's going to be like £800 a month, which is, I'm thinking about the best way to do this. So just give me your input. Let me know what you guys think. Is £8 a month okay with you guys? Is that something that you'd be willing to do, or do you want me to somehow cover the cost? Because I already think that if that's an auto trader, it's just going to be a trade copy. It won't be a MAM account, so you can stick to ActiTrader. That's the reason why I want to do it, so you can stick to ActiTrader. Maybe in the future have a MAM, but for that you need licenses and all that stuff that's going to be happening in the future. But if you guys would be happy with that, like a trade copy of service, it's literally all you do is you put your details into that service. So every time I trade, so I'll be the master trader. Um, so every time I trade, they'll copy onto yours. So, but I am trying to figure out a way. If there's a way that I can cover the cost and the broker can cover that for me, I'll speak to them. But at the moment, they're just like, we don't know. So I just thought I'll ask you guys if that's okay. And the way that will work is hopefully I'll be doing 2 free scalps a day. That's fully automated. And literally, you can open another account for auto trading, or you can just use your same one and open different accounts if you want to be trading. Because I don't want to just you guys to use auto trader by itself. I want you guys to still be able to learn how to trade as well. And I know it started off as scalping, but hopefully your mind is slightly open to the bigger picture of trading. Like trading is all about patience, always about confidence. If you can wait for these areas, your heart's going to be telling you, like, I'm confident with this trade. Like the last thing you want to do is be on your phone all day thinking, shit, like what have I done today? Like, is this even worth it? Why did I place this trade? I shouldn't have done this. But when you're confident, knowing that if it goes the wrong way, who cares? If it goes the wrong way, I'm out because this is at the top. If it goes higher, I need to get out quick. Confidence. You can make decisions, sharp decisions, no prolonging, no confusion, no delusion, none of that. It just gives you like a solid mindset. So guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I will upload this onto YouTube. So again, yeah, thanks for the nice comments and hopefully going to help more people. So I will upload this to YouTube. The website's nearly done. I'm making a few videos for Entry Kings as well, so they're going to be released very soon. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks and have a good night. I know no trades today. I'll be looking at some trades tomorrow. I did do one on my personal account, but that was in a scalp. So definitely tomorrow, I'll be back on that, bro. Take care and good night, guys.